Hi, so today I finally ate normal food again for the first time since I went home and did male meal kits and before I went to the nursing homes and stuff for about a year. So I'm feeling a lot better and it seems like I ate more. It's kind of a good thing I went to the nursing home because they fed me right. Except it wasn't usually enough and stuff like that, noisy. No, I needed a lot more food and I still do. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to food pantries too. I try not to go there too much. I'm making a list to see how much each place has, and there's a lot of places, so. Okay, so I thought I'd come here and talk about stuff again, so. I guess I'm kind of thinking about my last posts and what was in them and maybe how there's nothing new to post or say. I think a lot of people have a lot to say that pertain to things, and younger people are important to older people. They have more modern situations. Some of them are more interesting as far as seeing how popular they are and how special they are. That is interesting. So it's kind of like my life is over being a kid, pretty much. That's kind of what I went like. But I got excited about making a TV sitcom or soap opera. Maybe not mostly in the homes or whatever. I was thinking of a restaurant scene so far. So my main thing is I always was thinking of singing and dancing, organized dancing, like ballet in public. I've thought of it for a long time in some way, but so I was thinking I could make a TV show, and I'm almost 40, and I could make an appearance, coming on singing and dancing as a mature adult compared to the other people. So it was interesting, something to work on. I'll still go for being floated around in Hollywood. If I can first, by aiming to be a model, kind of. So we'll see what happens. Because I think I'm ready now. Almost. I'm still fat, so no. So I have my blog, and I want to set up a place to take pictures of me and stuff, so that's another thing. It's nice. So I'm hoping to get a job, and there's not many factories around as far as I know, but I'm interested in that. But as far as working in a store or restaurant, I'd rather work with people, the customers. I'm not someone who wants to work in the back with others anymore. Pretty much, so I would work in a factory though, and I would work part-time if possible, so I would have more time. A lot of people work in the factory actually, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them might work overtime or have to or something, maybe have other problems somehow, so I don't know. So yeah, my last two posts were really cool, and I still have those dreams. I know it's going to be Mardi Gras on Tuesday. So I have dreams of going back to Loyola, being a dance major. Being on the dance team since the ballet's not there. But you can do ballet at Tulane if you wanted. Anyway, I like seeing the dance recitals there after Hurricane Katrina. So as far as my dreams go, I'm thinking. So I do follow Andre Rieu, and I see they go out every time, but it's just that group. But it's nice that they do it, and then they post on Instagram. So anyway, yeah, I'd have to find people to show off to. But I'm just saying, it's always been a dream for everyone to go on field trips. So, you know what I mean. And so, a lot of people are just as interesting to me. So, yeah. Anyway, so as far as places, I kind of know my relatives and they seem to know me, but I was interested in talking to them, but they weren't interested in talking to me. So the interesting places, someone said, why don't you go visit Barb and my younger brother? And so I was like, okay. And um, I was saying I could go to Disney World after that. Like, it's my next vacation. Um, I don't have any kids, but I want one. I wouldn't mind being a single mom, but I'd rather have sex with a guy. And, if they want to get married, be married first. And I did say I was polysexual, and I could be asexual sometimes, even when I was 21, back on the internet. So my dreams so I was thinking I could visit, so I don't know how much money I'm going to save when, but I guess to visit them and stay in a hotel, I'm thinking I would want $1,500 to be safe extra from after savings. So is that like in a year, hopefully, somehow? I'm thinking of not doing school, but if I do, it's just like one class and I might flunk. So I don't know. Or withdraw, actually. So after I visit them, I would go to Disney World. I think a ticket, I don't know. I thought one ticket at least was like under $100, so I'm not sure. Maybe. So I'd have to pay for a hotel, and I want it to be convenient. So whatever that is, I don't know. And so I'd want to stay there. I mean, I could do one day actually. I think sometimes I used to go the whole park in one day, not being in school. But I like going. I used to going during school, so that's when everybody goes. So that's when I'd want to go. So I would be willing to go for like a week and camp out too. Even I don't think I'll want to wait and save that much money. So maybe I would just go to like the Magic Kingdom. Maybe I'd go a second day so I could go to Epcot, and I don't know, maybe I would go there. If I went somewhere else, I'd go there last. The only reason I go to Animal Kingdom is to go on the roller coaster, and MGM, there's only one ride. So I don't really have time to like spend a week at Disney World right now, maybe. So maybe I just go 2 days. Maybe I go to Magic Kingdom the first day and Epcot the second day. So I'm thinking that might be at least the park visits could be $100 or $200. I'm thinking, I don't know, but then the plane would make it like in the hotel and eating would make it like $2,000. So I don't know, and I might want more money extra for safety, and then money after that to do other things. So it's like maybe I'd visit Barb and my younger brother, or maybe just Barb in a hotel for one day or something, and then maybe my next vacation, whenever I have more money, would be 2 days at Disney World. And it would be to take pictures. I'm guessing I would look good. Yeah, I'd have to look good, especially maybe I'll just go to Disney World. I don't know. That's a good idea. I'll just go to Disney World and take pictures. So that's my private vacation. I like other people, and I'd like to go out and have fun with them. So I mean, so if I went somewhere, so I don't know who I am. I wish people would tell me like who I am to people young enough to be my kids, because I wasn't able to be around them that much, even though I was more than some people at some point. But that's when they were little, and I've seen them, so I want to know about that first. And then I know about people, I already know about people around my age, a little younger. And a lot of them have kids, especially ones a little older, I'm guessing. And I always like to see how baby boomers and their parents are doing. So, I have my own fantasies about, what I want to do and what I want to do for younger people. So, anyway, and I like seeing people, and I hope they're ready. So maybe I will take that trip to Disney World by myself. Maybe I'll go back again later. I had an itch to go to SeaWorld, but my parents aren't even alive. And we used to go there, and I went there with my younger brother, and I'm not rich, so I don't know if I'm going to go there. Oh, and I know they have this big place in Orlando where my mom used to work, where they have business things, and then there's a hotel there that has decorated things around it, like to make it seem like other places a little bit, but it's not, but it's not, anyway. So, like, I'm thinking of, like, from what I've been thinking, sometimes I dream stuff, like, why don't people in places go to Disney World? Like these orchestras are with each other, and I wonder if they ever go to Disney World or Disneyland or anything. Disney World Tokyo, or maybe even in Paris in France, or so I do have dreams like about places I like. So I was thinking I would really like to go anywhere. I don't even want to live in St. Augustine, Florida again, even though I really want to go back to the Miami area. But I like St. Augustine is the oldest city in the U.S., so it's kind of like a place anyone would want to go. And like you don't have to be Elvis or something to go there. So I'm just saying I could even go with people who look like people my age to St. Augustine. I'd like to live there, and they're actually there a lot, and it's for them now, and there's people who look like adults there working in hotels and stuff with normal lives somehow. So St. Augustine, I know the whole place from 1995 to 1998, and so I can go back there. And I was already, I was going through puberty, so anyway, I was not short. But so anyway, so I would go there, and I know the whole place, and I'm good with old-fashioned stuff. You know, my mom is from out of the U.S., and yeah, she might have a little Filipino, but I'm not really the Filipino. But yeah, I'm kind of don't feel like I'm American even, and I have, you know, European ethnicity too, so I'm not like my mom was. And so, you know, I was always wondering about her, but like she didn't open up to me, you know, being European, so it was just hard to do anything because, you know, since I was an infant, so it's like I could just pop up and change. Anyway, so yeah, St. Augustine is a #1 hot spot for me to go back, and thinking of like baby boomer women and stuff like that, because that's who was adults when I was there. You know, I was kind of like an older kid there. So, and you know, I wasn't like stupid or I don't know. So anyway, so and then other places. Well, that's probably the best one right now. So I was thinking, I really like visiting my grandma's house every summer, and I was thinking of what I know there, since that's where my dad is from. That's the only American heritage I have. It's actually also New York State, but you know, all his relatives are like from Pennsylvania almost. And so I know about that area. I would know about, I know about a specific place there, a huge place with a bunch of rocks somehow piled up that are as big as multiple story buildings, somehow teetering on each other with stairs and stuff. I don't know how they got there still. I think I try to find out. So that's one place I know there. I know about it. I know like the weather. I know about farmland and exactly what that culture is, since my dad's half farmer and half non-farmer. And both sides have most of the same European ethnicities, and maybe going back, and you know, maybe one side too. So then another place I do want to go back to Baldwin Wallace in Cleveland in the area. But then the other thing is I grew up in the New Orleans area from age 12 until I graduated high school, and then went to college in the city. So that's the place I could go. New Orleans is a big place, and they're having Mardi Gras on Tuesday, so I'd really want to go there with people, and I'd really want to go there myself, you know, to find people with ancestry there who can share it. And same with southeastern Florida and anywhere in Florida, which is another thing. And I'm definitely, Fort Lauderdale is my favorite place probably. So I definitely want to go there, and that's where I was born. So, and I lived there until I was 5. I have a younger brother who was born there, but then we had to move to northeastern Florida, and then we moved back to the area, but not to the county, unfortunately, because my dad thought we weren't worth it anymore because we left the soil. So I'm looking at St. Augustine and New Orleans, which are both old cities in the U.S., the most interesting old cities in the U.S. that I know of. The other place you would want to go is Los Angeles. Other than that, San Diego and Key West, Florida. So those are also places on the map. I know about all the regions of the U.S. somehow, and no one really verbalizes it. I don't know about every region, but I know about each block maybe, or the directions. But yeah, I'm really dreaming about and interested in talking more about St. Augustine and the New Orleans area and all the things I didn't get to do in the New Orleans area, talking about the past and in old cultures, what they developed with music that was probably as intellectual and as baby boomers and more, and their parents. So I'm interested in that, and that exists in places, kind of maybe. And so yeah, I was interested in, so I'm not really saying anything. I guess I'm just getting practice talking in front of the camera. It's like I have nothing to say right now. I don't feel like talking about it in the end. Maybe I'll try to talk about one thing just to practice for me. So maybe St. Augustine would be a good topic this time. So one thing I did was I used to go to the Ponce de, the mall named after someone who founded, I think, the city, not the state. So you might have heard them in history books, but I guess you would remember. So I went to this little mall in St. Augustine, and I used to shop there. I lived in Jacksonville when I was even younger, but I moved away from there before I moved back to that area. So there's an even huger mall in Jacksonville I used to go to already, so it was a big deal to me. I remembered it. So anyway, the mall in St. Augustine was small, but it had a few good stores, good clothes. And it was 1996 and 7, so there was the festival and things to go to at that age. And it was more like people as teenagers today in college, but anyway. So, and yeah, there's the Icy store. There was a movie theater in there, and I do remember the rated R thing going in when I was a kid in the 90s. Some of you have parents then. Maybe not everyone. But, so, yeah, and there's the CD store, and my dad got the Titanic CD when we saw Titanic. I wasn't gonna see it, but we saw it late. Like, it was the thing about being PG-13 when I was younger than 13, and, it was already the 90s, so it's like I'm saying, I was born in the 60s or whatever, or 50s, so, so yeah, he was always excited to get a CD when we saw a movie. It seemed like, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it was mainly that movie. And when we moved, he got us a Celine Dion CD. I started chasing to talk to him even more. But my mom was always there to talk to me, but he knows about my younger brother. But so yes, this mall. Yeah, I used to go there with my mom. I used to always go to the mall with my mom when I was in the New Orleans area as well. And we used to go to New Orleans on the weekends to do stuff for my younger brother mostly. We did walk in a hotel or something usually, or a couple times. But yeah, this mall in St. Augustine, which is now probably empty with stuff torn down in it, like most places I used to see. This is in St. Augustine, and there's places, commercial things that I used to like there, namely two restaurants with pizza. And the church is still there, and the same kind of people still go. Except I was there in the 90s, so this is when they had the CDs, the last classical CDs, and I chose to do piano, and everyone was wondering if I would do theater. But the funny thing is, I chose to do my homework when I moved. So I think I wanted to exercise when I moved, and I was gaining weight and getting short, so it didn't really take time. I wasn't really exercising, but once I got to high school, I started playing more. I got in the orchestras for the musicals and just on piano, but playing one note, and the talented music class, which was good for 1 year, but it was the same thing the second year, and there were some meaner people after that, but so that got me to learn how to be a professional. Got me excited if I could practice, and then I went to art school, so you get the picture. I just think my teachers didn't have me play normal stuff in practice ever. Didn't teach me any technique. I just learned from listening to CDs. I hardly got taught anything. Just a few simple techniques all those years on piano and then organ. I wasn't taught anything at all. Like just the basic thing, you know. Like so I was just teaching myself, and I sang already. So it was, except I didn't get to take private singing, and I couldn't do it later when we had money after a while and stuff. So anyway, this mall in St. Augustine isn't there. But it's still in my memory, so it tells me about the culture. And then there was a little mall when I moved to the New Orleans area, to the suburb. So I don't know what to talk about. It's hard to say anything now. I have other memories, I develop things. But it was mainly St. Augustine. If I talked about anything else in St. Augustine, it would kind of spoil something I don't feel like talking about right now. I just practice naming things, or I could talk about my past in the 90s again. Like you could. And whatever else you do in modern culture, maybe you developed or something in modern society. I don't know. Yeah, I have a lot to say. I just don't feel like it right now, so I'm just going to post this. Bye.